Hello everyone. In today's ARC profile I'm going to be doing is one of ARC's largest sauropods. Besides Brontosaurus and recently Dreadnoughtus. And that is meet Titanosaur. It is one of the largest creatures in the game, only beaten by the Titans, Rockwell, and the Alpha Deathworm, towering over even the Brontosaurus, Gorgontosaurus, and the Giganotosaurus. It is also so large, the dinosaur will render into the game far before other resources, trees, and animals do. The Titanosaur is a fairly peaceful animal, even if approached by a survivor on a mount. Titanosaurus is content with roaming the land in search of food. However, their wandering nature causes them to easily deforest an area, which is a mix of blessing so long as the Titanosaurus is not attacked or provoked. It will not harm anybody. Yet, the Titanosaur bows to no one. If attacked, it will turn into a fearsome and deadly foe if defend itself. Even its weakest attacks cause phenomenal damage that nothing, including tech gear, can withstand for long. Even when tamed, they cannot truly be conquered. Choosing a death by starvation rather than spending life in captivity. Seemingly a neutral party. Titanosaurus is in self-defense will kill even other herbivores in the wild, caught in the crossfires. It's best to keep track of the location of any nearby Titanosaurus in case it needs to be redacted from settlements. The gargantuan sauropod is aptly named Titanosaurus. Nothing else on the island, save for a dragon boss, even remotely approaches it in size. And with its thick body armor that resembles boulders growing from their hides. Even juveniles cannot be confused for others, smaller sauropods. Dwarfing even the largest Giganotosaurus, it fears virtually nothing and goes wherever it wants, almost unintentionally smashing puny little things like T-Rexes, forests, and cities on their way. Due to their enormous dietary requirements, titanosaurs are almost always solitary, feeding around the clock to fuel their immense bodies. The titanosaur cannot be fed on official servers. It can be fed on unofficial servers, but this requires using a launch command when even starting the server. The Titanosaur only needs a saddle to be tamed. No food is necessary once it's knocked out. One important thing to note about the unofficial servers, allowing the Titanosaur only being fed is that they will not eat from through or even its own inventory by itself. You must remote use feed from its inventory. Keep this in mind if you plan to have this behemoth in your base. In combat, don't try to fight unless you have a fully prepared with a Quetzalcoatlus equipped with a turrets, cannons, and as well as the high-level dinos, such as the Giganotosaurus. Alternatively, you can use a single high-level manic armor. A wild Titanosaur on its own is dangerous, but not nearly as dangerous as a tamed Titanosaur fully outfitted for war. The strategy adopt here will largely depend on it. The design of the fortress and the armaments it possesses. Bear in mind that enemies will have numerous weapons and possibly have multiple beds inside for easy respawn. Should they be killed in combat if possible, killing the riders and destroying their beds may be preferred to trying killing the Titanosaur itself without a pilot. One can attempt to draw the Titanosaur away from one's own base. Be sure to take care of different enemy mounts. A tribe who has claimed a Titanosaur is more than capable of to tame other creatures which will work in cahoots with the Titanosaur to eradicate the observation. Use heavy weapons at a long range, preferably turrets, on a platform saddle, so that they can evade the Titanosaur. Dinosaurs that have been leveled up health and damage many times can defeat a Titanosaur, but it is capable of fighting multiple high-level Giganotosaurs depending on how much percent their melee damage is. Breeding mated paired Giganotosaurs doubles their base health and imprint will give huge damage and armor buff. So, will also help one hit from a Titanosaur will break most structure on a Quetzalcoatlus' back. So it is advised to stay out of the Titanosaur's attack radius. Be wary when distancing the weaponry from animal as it is surprisingly fast given its size. You can kill the Titanosaur with just two Allosaurs. Hit the Titanosaur with the strongest Allosaurus and then run away. One hit from a pack leader Allosaurus will cause the Titanosaur to bleed for approximately 1,500 damage. Just rinse and repeat over the span of a few minutes, and the Titanosaur will be dead. Alternatively, you can use the bleed attack from Delacalia to bleed out the Titanosaur with the quicker hit and run tactics. This method is more simple because it only requires the use of one of the tame and one person run up to the Titanosaur and jump while biting at the same time to hit it and get out of its range attack. Repeat this process until dead. The Thalacaleo is most efficient at dealing bleed damage, beating out the Allosaurus bleed damage as well, with twice speed. Be aware that if the Titanosaur dies from a bleeding effect, it is possible no experience will be given at all. If one wishes to claim the experience gained from a Titanosaur, shoot it with rocket propel grenade or high damage weapon when it is at low health to grant full experience to your survivor, or continue finishing it off with a creature to grant it experience. If one wishes to do the latter, it would be wise to have another tribemate watch the fight from a close distance while mounting a creature that needs to be leveled, as the mount creature will also get a large chunk of the experience. This is a great way to level flyers or creatures that don't have good fighting capabilities. A newly added Carcharodontosaurus is a great choice to take on a Titanosaur head on. Though, like the Giga, they needed to be bred and imprinted. A Carcharodontosaur has several advantages over the Giganotosaurus when it comes to combating the Titanosaur. Firstly, the Kakaru's blood range mechanic allows it to boost its damage significantly. At maximum stacks, its damage eclipses the Giganotosaurus. Secondly, its health regeneration is one of the best in the entire game, thereby allowing to retreat from a Titanosaur to and then come back into battle. This cannot be done by a Giganotosaurus. Do note that if you attack a Titanosaur with 0 blood rage stacks, it will struggle no matter the level, so only attempt to solo the Titanosaur with a Kakara. If you don't care if your Kakara dies. Lastly, the Carcharodontosaurus Shred debuff prevents the Titanosaur from regenerating its health, therefore making killing one easier. And Titanosaurs can also be easily killed using Wyvern. Make sure it has levels into stamina, then go to the bottom of the neck and use the breath attack. If you have a poison wyvern, you can stay on the cliff and pelt it from above. Use most of your stamina, then retreat to the cliff where a Titanosaur cannot attack you. Go in for another attack and repeat until it is dead. One or more high-level Managarmer can also be effective. Simply blast the Titanosaur with ice breath until it's dead. They are extremely difficult to kill, even with a tamed or imprinted Giganotosaurus. However, a large tribe with large amount of turrets could possibly take one on with its massive health pool. However, only the strongest weapons and turrets will do any significant damage against it. Using other creatures is quite risky, as the Titanosaur will also tower over them. The Titanosaur hit for about 1550 A wild Titanosaur will rear up on its hind legs and stomp forward to stop with its back legs. Mechs are a great method in taking down Titanosaur due to their pistol doing range damage outside the Titanosaur's attack. With their agility and speed, mechs can land a sword blow long before the Titan can even damage the mech with its attacks. And the mechs also have equipment equipped with the MSCM to deal thousands of damage with one shot. Do not aim at the Titan's head, or it will gain torpor instead of large damage. With 3 high-level mechs, the Titanosaur health is gone in seconds from the constant damage flow, but a single high-level mech can be still enough. And for danger, capable of taking down even the largest carnivores, even the Giganotosaurus is no match for a Titanosaur. Smaller and weaker dinosaurs can easily be crushed underfoot as well just by walking over them. It is also able to destroy even tech structures. So artificial pens are not viable. No forces in the game can stop it from moving where it chooses to go. And for weakness, the Titanosaur is surprisingly hard to keep up with on foot. Even though they are very large and are frequently assumed to be slow at first glance. Tamed Titanosaur are also susceptible to fall damage and drowning. The Titanosaur, despite its size, struggles to walk over large rocks. They cannot attack while swimming, thus, only once could lure the wild one to deep ocean and ambush it with plesiosaurs and mosasaurs in order to kill it with minimal risk for experience, as long as it doesn't die from drowning first. They cannot attack things from above, so it is easy to kill them with lightning wyverns. Make sure to take care of a lightning wyvern's stamina. If the stamina is at 1.5 for fly away, 50 meters land, regen your stamina, and repeat this until the Titanosaur is dead. The Titanosaur's attack use up to huge amount of stamina, around 200 stamina such attack. Once it runs out, the stamina is like the sitting duck. And for their role, the Titanosaur's primarily purpose into the server as a siege weapon for attacking enemy bases. Its massive platform saddle easily allows for construction of a sizable fortress filled with turrets and providing ample cover for attackers. Its massive health pool and its sheer dominance over smaller dinos means that it will not be easy for defender to put down Although wild Giganotosaurus will not attack a wild or tamed Titanosaur, it is not strong enough to take on a wild Giganotosaurus due to its ampled gash debuff. Base Destroyer, Mobile Base Crafting Station, and also they cannot be bred because it is unknown if Titanosaurs ever had mated or even being able to do. And with all that, it can only be tamed if you knock it out of the head. Don't try to shoot it with trank darts, cause those are useless. Even if you hit the underbelly or the armpits of the Titan, it will be no effect. And once it's tamed, it cannot be fed. Because they choose death rather than spending their life in captivity. And that's it for this video. Like and subscribe, and see you later, guys.